Speaking of heartbreaking, that only you will get, Josh, because that's just what you said while we were muted. Is the last word that you said.
Yep.
I was unable to stream last night, but I will tell you why in a second. Well, you already know why, but I will tell all of you in a second. We'll try to make up for that today. We have a lot to talk about. In between little things and one big thing that we were supposed to talk about last week. It is a Talk Tuesday. We're back. It is the Experience Point. It is Josh Koval. It is the Still Loading Podcast. Again, always pretending like we haven't just talked for quite some time. How are you doing this week?
This was shorter than last time. We started at 9 o'clock last week.
We did. It was like an hour. How are you?
I am living.
Here?
Just living.
Yeah.
Just doing my thing. I'm doing okay, though. Generally doing okay. I've had a pretty good week. I don't know if I told... I don't think it happened on Tuesday. I think it happened, like, Wednesday last week. That Wheel of Time book that I've been reading.
Oh, yeah.
I finished it.
Nice. And you started the second one.
I did.
Not to ruin what I know you're about to go for next.
Yeah, look at the... I mean, this is just the dust cover.
Yeah. It's so
look at that fantasy
old school.
It's so cool. I love how that looks.
No, is this some kind of special edition of this book or something?
First edition, baby.
Nice. My God, it looks like the new King James version of
I know, right?
Book Wheel of Time.
I was heartbroken though when I was flipping. I was reading, like, I think it's like chapter 3 or whatever, and I noticed one of the pages had a tear in it. I was like, "Where did you come from?"
Oh no!
Just a little tear. Just a little tear. Not enough to like really like. It'll be easy to like not rip it any further. But
no longer grade worthy.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know. Like, I don't think I would. Then I started panicking. I'm like, did I do this? Did this happen to me?
It was in mint.
So started reading this book literally yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and I'm already like a couple chapters in and really liking it.
Nice. And there are how many?
Like 13.
Oh my God! Somehow still less than I thought there was gonna be.
Like 13 or so. Now,
how does it?
The last. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, how does it? What year did that come out for the first one?
The first one, I don't know actually. This one has a copyright of 1990.
Okay, that's a bit later than I thought. I was gonna say, how does it stack up to like a Lord of the Rings or another
so
like
I
of the big
read all of Lord of the Rings. I read most of the first one. Okay, so the first novel actually came out in 1990. The first two came out in 1990.
Oh, okay.
So Eye of the World and this one all came out at the same time.
Like in terms of tone and like because I know absolutely literally nothing about this franchise except for the title. Yeah, what's the overall like tone and maybe messaging without doing a whole book report?
I mean, I'm not well versed enough in terms of reading lots of different books to tell you what the tone is. I will say, in terms of what I've noticed with the writing style differences, once again, not an expert, haven't finished all the Lord of the Rings books. Tolkien, I noticed what I have read of them. I read all the Hobbit, and I read like probably 2/3 of Fellowship. Tolkien, at least in Lord of the Rings, puts in a lot of effort to describe the world in details that are probably unnecessary. I still remember like the first couple of pages was just describing Bilbo's like front door.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
We were talking about this.
Like I know. Yeah, we talked about it. I know. I would say the conversation, the characters converse. It feels very natural. Feels like we would talk with some different like like expressions and whatnot. Like blood and ash is like something, like instead of saying like, oh, for goodness sakes, or holy crap or something like that, they'll go like, oh, blood and ash, it's like kind of swapping out mannerisms and like expressions that we would use with other ones that are more world appropriate to that.
Hell and the devil.
I do think that the way he writes is really easy to, like, the world building is amazing. because a lot of times you remember Final Fantasy 13 where like
Oh
you
yeah.
play it and it just they are throwing proper noun at you after
Yep.
proper noun.
Yep.
And you're like, what the fuck does any of this mean? I
As
have
you
no context for any of this.
yeah, as you run down a straight hallway for the entire game.
Yeah, until you get to the very end,
Yeah.
and you're so confused.
Blood and bloody
This
ashes,
he
Kovaltine, Gilmer says. Welcome, Gilmer.
What's up, Gilmer? This he layers on the world building very slowly, so like you
Okay.
don't ever feel like you really can get used to the world. And the way he even tells the story is it starts off in a small town in a place called Two Rivers. Edmondsfield is the location of the first part of this book. And it just starts off in a small town, so you kind of learn about some of the small town customs. You might hear like the proper nouns he does throw at you. It's like, oh, we might not see travelers from far away unless they're from this, and they'll name like a city or something like that. Which even us, we couldn't imagine that someone coming from that far. So giving a while not only name dropping a location, it's also painting an idea of like the cultural expectation of that town of like, this is a small town. People don't come here usually.
Yeah. You get a lot with
and
context where there's a lot of
Yes.
fantasy stories where it just, like you said, throws a bunch of nonsense at you and it's just like, just understand it. It sounds like this is like you don't have to know to still get what they're saying.
And like you even understand some like cultural traditions of the village. Like for example, when girls come of age, their hair gets braided. Like when the women's circle of the town determines like you are now of age. I guess it makes it sound like they are now considered a woman. Their hair gets braided, type of thing. And then they can participate in more things that the women do in the village, type of thing. So that's kind of cool. And they talk about that even in this book where like this crazy adventure happens and the character Rand laments the fact that like he's not in his small town anymore, and he actually kind of almost like is angry at some of his friends who've traveled with him, specifically Egwene, who is a girl they kind of have like a will they won't they crush type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's because like he's mad that he just wants a simple life and she wants more than that, and it's very clear it's not going to work out between the two because they're not going to compromise on it, but they care for each other.
Yeah.
But like he references even in this book how like at one point in time all Egwene wanted was to get her hair braided, and so they even reference the village.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
he'll periodically throw reminders of you of the culture you already learned as you go through the book. And all the different terminology. He has a glossary in the back, which also helps for pronunciations and like reminders of like what something is. Like if you
That's
see a
helpful.
proper noun and you're not quite sure what does that mean, you can go to the glossary and
Nice.
find it. Or if you forget who a character is, you can go to the glossary and look it up.
I started checking out of the Ender series when they started having to do that.
This isn't so bad. Like they don't throw too much at you, in all honesty. And the beginning is pretty slow of the first book, but then once like the inciting incident happens, it like just takes off and does not let its foot off the gas. Like
Okay.
it's really exciting.
Nice. I bet
And yeah,
for
it's
something that popular, we've talked about this before. I have a really hard time reading words on a page books. I have to process it auditorily. So I bet for something so popular, there's probably a really well done audio book of that somewhere.
probably.
You know, like
I
full
think
cast.
Was it Gilmer? Yeah, Gilmer.
Gilmer says the audiobooks are
was
good.
chatting on my he was chatting on my Instagram saying like he read the first 5 and listened to the rest every night before bed.
Nice.
It also is helpful, like at least for me with reading this, I can go into like almost like a flow state where like I can just read and process immediately. I didn't used to. Like I have to like work into it. I'm not a good enough reader to just like go into it and be able to like absorb what I'm reading. But it's
Whoa.
oh, you don't know about Full Cast, but the same 2 people read all 14 of them. That's wild.
Super cool. That's like the Mark Thompson of the Star Wars books. This one guy does incredible work in the Star Wars audiobooks. Like anything like in the Disney, however you feel about the Disney Star Wars, their audiobooks are freaking amazing. And
Oh,
there's
that's
like
cool.
audio effects. He does like incredible impressions. There's like, if he's voicing a droid character, they do like a warbly digital voice over it. There's music and sound effects and stuff. It's super cool. It's like you're listening to one of the movies. That's what kind of what I
Sorry,
want.
there's 15 books in this series, actually.
Good Lord. Okay, I was on board when you said 13, and now that it's 15, I'm out. That's too many.
I'm gonna be reading them slowly. Like, I'm not trying to like get through them in any particular speed, but
Yeah.
it's it's really good, man. The one thing that I'm really excited to learn more about. So the author of it, Robert Jordan, studied one. I did not know this was a real college in South Carolina. It's called the Citadel. It's a
Oh, wow.
military college. Isn't that a badass name? The
I studied
Citadel.
at the Citadel.
He literally, in his bio, it says he studied at the Citadel. It's wild.
That's awesome. I would
But
go there just to
he
be able to
studied-
put that on my resume.
right.
Pondered my
he
orb at the
studied-
Citadel.
Let me see. Yeah, he studied Citadel and he has a bachelor's. The Citadel Military College of South Carolina is a public senior military college in Charleston. So yeah, he studied, what was it? He studied physics, I want to say.
Huh.
Wow, this is interesting. He politically he described himself as a libertarian monarchist. Jesus Christ.
What does
Okay.
that even mean?
I don't know. He wanted a monarch. Oof.
Is he-
The books are fantastic.
He shows
He's
up-
dead.
Okay, he shows up to the No Kings protest and says, but like sometimes kings.
But like sometimes. Sometimes. That's really funny.
So he's dead. Is there like a... Did he write all the books before he died, or is somebody carrying on?
He outlined the last three. He wrote the first 11. The first 11 were all released before his death, and then the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So where's the 15th one? Oh, the 15th one. There's a prequel which came out in 2004. And
That's
it's
the most recent one.
No, the most recent one actually would have been 2013. But anyway,
Okay, that's still... That's...
he died in 2007. The last book that came out before his death was The Knife of Dreams, which I'll find out when I get to.
Interesting.
But yeah, so he outlined the last three, and Brandon Sanderson, who's a really famous fantasy writer, wrote
Yeah.
the last couple.
If you had asked me
using
who...
his outlines.
That's so interesting. If you had asked me who wrote Wheel of Time, I probably would have said Brandon Sanderson, just because I've heard that name so much. Or like Terry Pratchett.
Yes, Terry Pratt. I don't know. I haven't read a lot of fantasy stuff, and that's why I'm kind of curious about like really diving further into it.
Yeah,
But
I haven't either, but
so-
I hear these names all the time from my nerd circles.
the reason I brought up the physics thing though is that apparently the magic system in the books is based off of physics
That's
somehow.
cool.
Like it's based with the characters' hand and arm movements, and I guess I don't know much about it yet. I have not got into a breakdown of the magic system just yet. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So it compared to Lord of the Rings, it's a lot less wordy. It's a lot less like proper English type of sounding, I guess.
Okay, so not as like
The-
flowery.
Yes, the characters are a little bit more direct, but like they all have like really like it's really good. You have basically in this world, you have these there's how can I describe it? So the crux of the first book is the main character is one of the main characters. His name is Rand al'Thor. Then there is Perrin, which I can't remember what his last name is, and then there's another character named Matt Cawthorn, and they have to leave their village for reasons I won't explain because I don't want to spoil that.
Mm-hmm.
And they travel with this woman named Moiraine. It's like MOI. It looks like Moraine, but it's like when you look in the back, it's like Moiraine or something.
Wow.
Perrin Ibarra. Thank you, Gilmer. And Matt Cawthon is the other one. They have to leave
Just a
the
dude.
town.
Just an American dude named Matt Kaufman.
Well, his name is like M-A-T. It's like Matt. It's like Matron or something like that. I forget what it was. It's like it's not a normal Matrim. Thank you, Gilmer. He's got me back.
think Gilmer
They
may
just
have
call
wrote-
him Matt
wrote
throughout
these
most of the
books.
books. Like
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
they I always forget his name, and they also it kills me in the glossary. They name all the characters, like they organize it by last name, but they never refer to their last names in the book except for when you first meet them or like once.
Uh,
So unless you remembered the last name because they said it like one
yeah,
fucking time,
1,000
oh, it
pages
drives me
ago.
up just drives me up a wall because
Yeah.
like there's there's a whole thing anyway. So they're leaving their town for reasons that I don't want to spoil because it's kind of a cool reveal.
Hmm.
And they're traveling with Moiraine, who is this kind of like a witch, but they call themselves Aes Sedai, and they're like basically in this world, and this is where I'll kind of leave it because there's a lot of lore in this world.
Hmm.
Is the there is this thing called the true source, which is where think of it like the force, kind of,
Okay.
right? Where like they can draw their power from, but people are always wary of people who can draw power from the true source, and they keep referring to this. They're always fighting against this guy, this entity called the Dark One, and
Nice.
there is at like ages ago, and they call it the breaking of the world. Basically, it was an event, the breaking of the world,
Yo.
where there's two halves to like the true source. There's a female half and a male half, and the male half became tainted because of the events prior to the breaking of the world, and because of that, any men who could touch the true source, who were able to bend its power for them, went mad, literally, and started destroying the world. That's where the breaking of the world came from.
Interesting
So the
commentary.
only people who can still control the true source are women, and so the Aes Sedai are all women, all of them,
That's cool.
and they live in a place called Tar Valon, and they have like their a whole society there, and they are leaving that town with one of the Aes Sedai named Moiraine. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing any of this correctly, and to go to Tarvalon for reasons. That's all I really want to say about the first book.
Okay.
But like I love that idea of like there's like two halves to this like true power, but the one half is tainted. And
Yeah.
there is even a thing where like if they find any men who can actually still touch the true power, the men eventually go mad, and so they have to quote unquote gentle them, basically it's
Yeah.
almost like neuter them, like sever their ability from the true power.
Wow.
And it's and there's stories about how like men who've been gentled like lose the will to live. Like it's like they just separated from this one part of that they needed to be connected to. But if they stay, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you stay
Man.
connected, you'll go mad and kill everybody. But if you don't stay connected, you'll survive, but you lose the will to live. Like it's really
Yo, I'm trying to put
cool
something
world
there,
building.
but I am making a lot of connections to our world and societies of toxic masculinity. And again, maybe it's just me. Maybe that's not the intention in the message, but damn, that sounds really
I
interesting.
don't know if it doesn't feel like it was the intention of Jordan's message for that, but like the women in his books are extremely capable, and they're not just like one size fit all type of thing. Like there are stubborn women, there are very serene women, but the serene women are just as powerful, if not more. Like
Mm.
Moraine, one of the things Moraine just sounds better to me than Rain. It's so hard to say. What's so cool about her, I love, is that she never is angry. She might be inwardly angry, but she is able to express nothing but pure calmness and resoluteness, and she is very steady, and it annoys the shit out of all the other characters because they let their emotions get worked up, and
Yeah.
they're like and they'll get mad at her, and she'll just reply calmly. And
Mm.
you find out later it's part of her training as an Aes Sedai, because if you lose control of your emotions, and it's harder for you to control your source, your access to the true power, to the source,
The
source of true power.
source, which has the light
Um,
and a dark side.
well, no, the true, like the light, I forget the name of it, the 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 true source, or the one source. There's a male and a female side, but the male side is corrupted.
Yeah.
And so it also deals with themes how like good and evil is in this endless cycle. There's always going to be good and evil, and they're always bound to be fighting for each other, fighting against each other. So they kind of, because the wheel of time turns and ages roll over ages, and it's really it's interesting so far. I'm curious how the world continues to build, but like I really love that idea of like the duality of the true source, and how one side got corrupted by the dark one through events which I can't 100% remember. Which actually in the they touch on it in the prologue um of the first book, like where kind of like the events right before the breaking of the world, which is kind of cool. But yeah, and Moraine is just she is so fucking cool, man. Like
Yeah.
they just describe her as like she feels the way she's described is very regal, very elegant, like she's royalty, like she commands a presence wherever she goes, but she's very she can her words can either cut or they can calm, and she knows she's very smart with when to use it. She's smart, she's powerful, and all Aes Sedai have these big burly men that travel with them called warders, and you have one named Lan, and he is her warder, and he's like, you know, like they're crazy, like the best warriors you'll see, and it's meant for like while she can hold the magic side of things, he has like kind of the brute physical muscle of it, where like there are and they have a very specific thing where like he can take care of himself, but like Moraine can take care of everybody. You know what I mean? Like she has like she is they feel very equal, right? Like they both need each other, like but not in like a romantic way either. It feels very symbiotic in like almost a business sense.
Okay.
But they also care about each other. I'm very curious about Moraine's and Lan's relationship, because it's definitely not romantic. It's 100% not romantic, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I really like the world building so far, and
Nice.
the characters, all of them are really cool.
Very cool. It sounds a lot like, and I wasn't even trying to talk about this, but
I wasn't planning on it. I thought we were going to go straight into Boku no Chatsuyasumi.
I know. Well, we had talked about off stream doing our talking about our stuff for a little bit, and then having the bulk of it being that, which we still can do. But no, I meant it's cool that we talk about this. I meant what I was gonna segue into. I have not experienced this yet, but what you're describing sounds a lot like. And maybe this is just because this has been floating around in my head. Have you heard of Expedition 33?
Yes, I've been wanting to play it so bad, but I don't have the money.
Yeah. It's like, I think I know it's still expensive, but like I heard it came out at like $50 for like at launch.
Yeah, it's not a crazy expensive game at all and it's like a AA game, which is nice to see. Like it's a massive one because it's from a French studio, but it's not like it was like an unexpected hit. Real quick, not to touch on this, but just thinking of games that I only wanted to show this. I have no comment on because I haven't played it. Look what came in the mail.
Oh, hey! Not to spoil what's happening later, but look what I just got. If you can see it.
I'm waiting for it to come out.
It's gonna be. I'm not
Ninja Gaiden.
The new Ninja Gaiden.
Anyway, didn't want to like touch on this too much, just because I haven't played it, but I've heard good things about it. I'm excited to dive into it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sorry. Continue with what you were saying. I just wanted to make sure I showed that quick before I forgot.
Okay. Well, I have I'll hold these for later. I have a little stack here to talk about. Yes, I know, Wub. Summer is over, pretty much. And I don't know if Expedition 33 is on Game Pass. That would be awesome if it was. But for those who don't know, it's supposedly basically Final Fantasy X mixed with Devil May Cry mixed with Chrono Trigger. Like JRPG by a very small French studio.
Technically, it's an FRPG.
Yeah, I have something.
It's in the style of JRPG.
Yeah,
you know?
I have a prompt regarding that to talk about next time. We don't have a big topic to talk about, but
is it offensive to call them JRPGs? That was a whole conversation for a while.
No, not offensive, but just like what gets to be called that, and
yep,
it's along the same lines
sorry,
as
I'm distracting you.
Yeah, it's okay. Along the same lines as like, is Avatar: The Last Airbender anime? Which we'll get into that another time. But yeah, seems really cool. Seems like it rewards you for playing however you want to play. So there's a whole parry system in this game, like a Sekiro, like a Devil May Cry, where
but actually good.
if you
I'm waiting for the. Yeah, there it is. I was waiting when you went quiet. I'm like, he changed the screen.
Yeah. If you want to just play full on JRPG, regular ass style RPG, put the stuff on your people to make the number go up to be stronger, great. You can also, there's a bunch of like optional bosses and secret cool stuff to do. You come across like essentially the emerald weapons or ruby weapons or whatever, and you can apparently just use a real-time parry, and if you time the parry just right, you won't get hit. So you can fight something that's super over leveled, and slowly chip away at it and just parry the platypus without taking any damage. And if you're good at video games, if you're good at the game, it'll reward you and still let you do like ridiculous over the top or over leveled boss fights.
That type of design.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, Gilmer says you can borrow his copy. I just have to beat it. I know. It's on my list. So I have a little pile of games to play here, which I guess I can segue into for things that I have I'm going to experience.
Last game to show off too once you're done.
Okay. I went on a little bit of so I had a bunch of store credit at a local, not a GameStop, but like a franchise type of game store.
I know what you're talking about. I won't say it because it would place your location a little bit too much.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
And I made an angry face because I bought something from them. I bought an N64 from them, and it didn't work. And I took it back, and I was like, "This doesn't work." And they were like, "Well, we can only give you back store credit." And I was like, "What do you mean?
Dude?
Paid American dollars for this. Give me American dollars back on my credit card, please, because I have bills to pay." And they were like, yeah, actually, no." And I was like, "Cool, okay." So that was annoying, and so I was like, "Oh, I got some credit. I'm gonna buy some."
That makes no sense. It doesn't work. It's their fault.
Your product that you sold me is defective. Yeah, well,
it's not like you didn't want it anymore. It didn't work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be forced to continue to give us more money, which I was like, whatever. I'd rather give them money than GameStop. It's not like I'm not gonna spend money here. That's fine. So I got a few things. And I also went to another place around here and got one of these. The first one that I got, I will say and show because it's probably going to be hard to see and you're on a delay. First one, new Pokemon Snap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things, but still nice.
I've heard only good things. Nobody has really.
Mostly just kind of like, it's not bad, but it's not like anything like, whoa. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like, it's very kind of like, yeah, this is Pokemon Snap. That's neither good or bad. It's just Pokemon Snap.
I mean, I was upset. Oh, Web says it's good. Nice. I probably should have saved this one for last because I bought this in direct response to the other 3 games that I bought. And the reason is because the tone of the other games that I got, as well as I plan on at least streaming 2 of these in their entirety. And I keep going through this cycle of, I want to play this game for me, but I want to stream it. Oh, well, I can't because I'm already streaming other things. Okay, so I'll put it off. So then I don't play it. But I want to play it, but I can't. So I don't play it. But I want to, and so it just cycles and cycles. You brought up Snap. It leans into the cutesy so well. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, the first one did too. I was obsessed with the first one. You brought up Snap. My wife is paying attention. Hey, what's up, Mrs. Gilmer?
Are we on the TV, Gilmer? Or is everyone watching our stream right now in your home?
We're a household name.
What better way to have a Tuesday night with two yokels like us talking about whatever the fuck comes onto our minds?
Right. I can't believe it. We finally became a household name.
Happy Tuesday.
We made it. I love a good world builder. World build. Oh yeah, I guess that really that's kind of all this does is just more world building for the Pokemon universe. But yeah, super stoked to play this. I also am. I'll probably stream this for like a Wildcard Wednesday, just to play for the first time, and then I'm probably gonna play this just for me, because I need to play more video games just for me and not feel like I am locked to games that I'm streaming.
Absolutely. That's what is it? I mean, this I'm doing for somewhat content. Oh no, what is it? I played a game. There's a handful of games I'll play just for fun, like Age of Empires is like my go-to. Like, I know you hate RTSs, but like I did a bonus episode of my Patreon about like comfort games that I don't play to cover on the show, just games for me to like decompress to. And Age of Empires 2, like, even it's the same repetitive. I'm doing the same thing every time. I'm not even getting better at the game. I'm just, all right, let me build an army and let me go attack shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. So I'm a very big proponent of finding a game, even if it's a comfort game or a new one, just to like for yourself. It's not for content.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to play it since it came out. Since they announced it, I got super stoked because, like I said, I was obsessed with the first one. I love the old one. I still go back and listen to that soundtrack all the time. No fun for yourself, only content. I know, you must monetize. Speaking of, I actually got my first Twitch payout, which was kind of cool. Like, I know I got affiliate like ages ago, but I finally hit the...
It takes a long time.
Yeah, I finally got the $50 that is the first cutoff for them to...
You know what? And because it's not that much, Twitch doesn't even file taxes on it, so you don't have to either.
Boom! Yeah. So that was cool, and it made me feel very grateful for the small but strong community that I have. I love all you guys. I love you, Gilmer. I love you, Gilmers. Mrs. Gilmer, now that she's in the picture.
Gilmai, excuse me.
Gilmai.
Multiple Gilmers.
I love you, Wub. I love everyone who pops into pops into our chat. I was also going to say September, I guess, is going on. We're about halfway through. So if you are seeing ads while we're talking and you're like, this is so annoying, now's probably the best time to get a little sub. Get yourself a little little subby.
When does my my Prime subscription's not available till October 3rd? All right, I'll have to wait.
Be a good little sub. And
and let us dom you.
Let us dom you. I'll bend you over my knee. And spank the ads away. I'm gonna quickly move on before I get demonetized or remonetized, depending on your tastes.
Or 69-netized.
I
was trying to find a fun way to combine monetized and 69, and it didn't really work.
we got there. Nice. We got a 69. Anyway, we got a 69. And
you gotta, guys.
And now the TV is now off in the Gilmer household,
right.
or cranked up. So we talk.
There's nothing in between.
Do we though? I talked about it when you whipped out
about 69.
Yeah, every day. That's why we're always late. That's what we talk about before we go live. We're just like, we gotta do it one of these days. No. Please let me move on. When you whipped out Shinobi, I got the other 16-bit kind of remake resurgence of a ninja game.
Oh my god.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Don't talk about it. Be about it, cowards.
Well, if we could do it over the internet, we would, but we'd have to do it in person.
Probably still wouldn't. I mean, yes.
But don't make me end the stream early again. Anyway, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound looks rad. Heard it is rad. How did you get... Because I also pre-ordered the hard copy of Shinobi. And how did you get it so fast? Because mine's like...
I don't know.
Where
did you pre-order it from?
What I thought was the only place. It's called VR Chat, guys. What if we 69 in the VR Chat? I thought it was the only place you could pre-order it from, which was
Limited run.
Yeah.
That's where I got mine from. Yeah, it shipped already.
That's so weird. And I didn't even get like a crazy special edition or anything. I've done some weird stuff with 2 styrofoam cups and shoelaces. The future is now, old man.
What did you play? Like the fucking like the phone tag with your with the styrofoam cups, the shoelaces, and your dick somehow?
Yeah, just you put you put one over your dick, and then you talk into it, and the vibration gets you off.
No. You hook up the 2 styrofoam cups with the string, like you see in all those old fucking like TV shows where like they use for like phone calls. But we'll just string it from here, from the miles apart we are. We just stick our dicks in both ends.
That's called remote docking.
Our dicks can talk to each other.
Wireless docking. We just use them to talk. Y'all being wild. I don't know. I think we discovered a new way to bond. Listen, are you really bros if you don't wirelessly dock?
If you don't dick dock in styrofoam cups.
This is now going to be rebranded as Dock Tuesdays. Still docking.
Oh,
why are we like this? Our women in our lives are going to leave us.
Well, it's a good thing my wife can't hear this stream, though she could be watching for all I know.
I thought you were going to say can't leave me because she's legally bound to me. Good thing she can't.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so you got the new Ninja Gaiden.
I did, yes. And I'm waiting for the other resurgence of a 16-bit old school game that I loved as a kid, Shinobi, to come in. So I will probably be playing Ninja Gaiden on next Wildcard Wednesday, which is going to be tomorrow. If I don't just play Devil May Cry because I didn't stream it last night. Oh my god, I got to tell you why I didn't stream last night. Let me finish this first.
Yes.
The next one I got, you are going to be so stoked for this. I know this is your number 1 top anticipated game of this year.
It's Devil May Cry 5, isn't it?
No, I've already started that. It's Death Stranding 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which I've heard good things about.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the first one, and I'm excited to walk more. And I'm excited to...
Well, apparently, from what I've heard, the second one is better. Like, people who didn't like the first one like the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
And people who like the first one still like the second
love the second one, yeah. I'm stoked. I am super stoked for Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus 2. I will forever be a Hideo Kojima shill because he's probably the only person I've seen go so far into themselves that became a parody, and I still liked it. Like, when I see a Tarantino
his head's
movie...
up his own ass, but you don't hate it. It's
yeah.
kind of like me with the Fast and Furious movies. That's just Vin Diesel sticking his head up his own ass for, like,
right.
2 hours
or
a clip.
Watching Tarantino movies, and it's like, okay, we get it, you like feet, Jesus. And being like, okay, maybe like not like that one, because it's just too Tarantino. When I see something that's too Hideo Kojima... there is no such thing, and it's amazing. Norman Reedus' Amazon Delivery Simulator. Yep. NRDS. Nerds. Or no, Nerdass. And NRADS.
I mean, if you do Norman's Amazon Reedus' Delivery Simulator, you have Nards.
Norman's Amazon Reedus Delivery Simulator. The last one on my list. This is a game that, aside from just like random clips I've seen here and there that I didn't pay too much attention to and have just been like, that looks cool. This is a game that I have bought purely, almost like 99% purely on word of mouth. And yes, it is because there's a sequel out and I've not played the first one yet. I got Hollow Knight.
Okay.
Finally. So now you can see why, between Hollow Knight, Death Stranding, and Ninja Gaiden, why I needed to buy new Pokemon Snap. To be like, I just want to take pictures of Pokemon after I, go through existential crises and very difficult combat. I'll
We're just
word
going
your
on
mouth.
word our mouth.
Is that like when you kiss but while talking?
I prefer not to think of the logistics.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. So yeah, pretty stoked for this this round of games.
One last game before you go into, because this is literally the last game I have. For talking to Greece.
Yeah! Oh my god, I need to get that. I played the demo on the Switch and loved it, and I told myself I'd buy it, and then I didn't.
Recording an episode on it Thursday night.
Oh, sick.
And I'm excited. I have to finish it. It's a short game. It's like 3 hours. I already played it's like 3 or 4 hours. I already played like 3, so I'm like basically done. I just have. In fact, when we're done streaming tonight, I will probably finish it up tonight.
Nice.
But like the artwork in this game is like absolutely stunning. Like look at
so pretty. Yes, Jimmy. Grease Lightning. I was gonna say I can't believe they got John Travolta to be in this game. It is gorgeous.
That's actually the whole map. That's really cool.
And they just made Neva, right? Or Neva?
Yes, they made Neva, and it's beautiful. Like I have not played Neva, but I loved Grease. Nothing like gameplay wise, nothing like amazingly groundbreaking, but the art is stunning.
Yeah.
And it's all about going through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah. It's the 5 stages of Grease. It seems.
Well, no, it's literally the 5 stages of grief. Like you're going through it. That's what the game's about.
Yeah.
I get the pun, but I killed it anyway.
It seems kind of, and it feels kind of like a 2D journey almost.
It is. It's 2D, but just some of the most beautiful art. Like it looks like you're playing a cartoon. It is stunning. I really enjoyed when I played it for the first time a few years ago. Replaying it to now for the episode. So yeah, actually that episode will be coming out soon. This one's a quick turnaround time because I was kind of short on time for this one. But yeah, I just wanted to shout it out quickly. That was the last game I had. Other than, I guess, if you all follow me on Blue Sky at StallOningPodcast.com on Blue Sky, I'm going to be sharing a demo disc a day over there. I have 25 demo discs that I'm going to be sharing. You can see like a reflection there. I started the first one I shared was this one here. This will be tomorrow's, and I got 25 of them, so should be fun. So if you want to see pictures of demo discs, demo disc a day is going to be happening over there.
A demo disc a day keeps DRM away. I don't know. That makes me want to dig out my stacks that I still have of the original Xbox magazine demo discs and like play them.
Do it.
On stream.
I have one Xbox demo disc. I'll have to use that, so I have 26.
Ooh. I want to play them and see like if what has changed since then, or just see how they, because there's trailers and stuff too, like how the presentation has evolved.
I did a stream a couple last year sometime of demo discs. I just kept swapping out demo discs.
Nice.
On here there is a non-playable demo of something just called Threads, like thread with the Z at the end.
Oh, of course.
I can't find anything online about this.
Weird.
I tried Googling it, and I just Threads PlayStation 1 game, and nothing comes up. It might just be, from what I can tell, it might honestly just be merch, advertising, Threads.
Oh my god. You wouldn't download a shirt.
I'll find out though. But anyway.
Well, if we're good to move on, I can just quick chat about why I did not stream last night. And I'm laughing as I talk about this because if I don't, I will cry or go insane. Something terrifying happened last night. And if you saw my story last night, I was pretty vague because I didn't... I was still scared. ER was still on the table, and also I hadn't gotten explicit consent to share this story, which now I have. And I told you a little bit today, Josh, but so oh my god, last night, Polisa, friend of the show, and also my girlfriend, girlfriend of the show, Polisa,
former friend of the show, now girlfriend of the show.
Yeah, Polisa was. We were sitting here. here, as in on the couch. We were watching TV, or we were about to watch TV. We're about to continue watching Reboot, actually, which I continue.
Not Taskmaster, for shame. Sorry, continue.
I know. I do like that, but when I watch shows like that, I feel like I am not.
I didn't mean to distract you.
No, it's okay. I feel like with the very limited time I have, if I watch a show like that, or even, and I love Impractical Jokers, if I watch those, I have to be in a headspace where I can't watch something that I need to pay attention to, or like remember. If I'm super depressed, I'll watch something like that. But most of the time it feels like I'm wasting my time, because there's not like, I'm not getting through something. I'm not making progress on getting to the end of something, but that's just me.
You don't need to make progress for everything. You just enjoy the ride, man.
I know, and I need to that comes with the, oh, don't play this game, you gotta do it on stream kind of mentality of like, just enjoy things, just experience things. I should tell this to myself. Anyway, we were trying to experience the next episode of Reboot, which I'm still loving. It's still no Beast Wars, but it's still great. And she had like just gotten up from a depression nap, because of everything going on right now in this fucking shithole country. There, I said it. And so she was just like seemed a little tired, and you just woke up, and we're sitting here. I had the episode queued up. She was like, "Oh, let me grab a drink real quick." So she gets up and goes into the kitchen, and there is an unmistakable sound of somebody's entire body weight hitting the floor. Like you feel it, and I immediately knew something horrible had happened, and I ran. I feel like I don't even remember running from the couch into the kitchen. I feel like I Goku instant transmitted just into the kitchen, and she was just laid out on the ground, and I was like, holy fucking shit, she's dead, man. And then she like kind of like gets up and is like, oh, like, I don't know, I think I slipped. I'm sorry. And she kept apologizing, and it was so sweet. And I'm like, what? You're sorry? What do you mean? I was like, what happened? And she was like, I don't know. I think I'm just tired, or I slipped or something. And I thought I was like looking on the ground to see like, did she slip on water or something? And then she like turns her head towards me, and her eye, like blood is like pouring down her face. And I'm like,
oh Jesus,
oh my fucking God. And it looked like she had just caught, I think what had happened was she blacked out, and she fell and caught her eyebrow right above her eye on like the counter or something, and like full weight, because I've blacked out properly before. Your whole body weight comes down like a sack of bricks. Like when you have not even your legs, not even your arms, like she had no way to even brace her arms, so full force body just straight into either the counter or the fridge, maybe, I don't know. And she's like getting up, and she's like, I'm like, close your eye. I'm like helping her up, like, you're gonna get blood in your eye. She's like, blood, what? And I'm like, you just hit your head, like, come with me, like, I'm gonna get you cleaned up. She's like, no, I'm fine. She's like denying it the whole time, and I'm laughing now because I was terrified in the moment, because her not realizing how bad it was only making me more scared, because then that's how I knew it was like she had hit her head bad. So I'm like basically carrying her like into the, like, trying to help her walk out of the kitchen, in through the living room, into the bathroom so I could get her cleaned up. And she was like, no, it's fine. No, I'm fine. We can watch the show now. And I was like, we're not watching the show right now. You're literally like bleeding out. She's like, no, it's fine. I think I just slipped. I'm just tired. And I'm like, she's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh my God. She kept apologizing, and I was like, oh no. So I got her into the bathroom and sat her down like on the toilet with the seat down, and she's just like, she's just looking around, and her eyes were so dilated, like they were wide open, like fish eyes, like it was terrifying. And I was like, Hannah, I think we have to go. I think I have to take you to the hospital. And she's like, no, I don't want to. It's okay. I'm sorry. And I was like, no.
Did she show any signs of concussion other than I've heard the dilated pupils? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but is she okay? Like, is she showing any more signs now?
So no, not now. And she pretty quickly started to come out of it. She was like, I'm just really hot. I'm really hot. And I felt her head, and it was she was really clammy and sweaty. And she's like, I'm super hot. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get the fan. We have like a little fan. I'm pointing to it now, like it's off camera, like you can see it. I was like, I'm gonna get the fan. Like, I was like, I put her hand on the sink, and I was like, just hold on to this. And she's like, okay. And then I came back. I came back in, and in the 2 seconds it took me to get the fan, she's already like sliding off the toilet. And I'm like, no, hang on to this. And she's like, I'm okay. Sliding off about like 45-degree angle. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm sorry. And I was like, I got the fan. Like, I caught her, got the fan, plugged it in, and she's like, oh yeah, that feels really good. And then I saw like her eyes kind of like start to go back to normal, and she was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah. She was like, I think I hit my head.
Any idea what might have like caused the blackout?
So she's been, like I said, we've both, anyone with basic decent fucking human empathy is depressed right now. So I think that caused it. She's not been eating great. She's like, I don't have much of an appetite. So she's like, maybe I was dehydrated. First time it's ever happened. And I was like, if it happens again, we're going to have to go get you checked out. Because she kept being like, I don't want to go to the ER. And I'm like, I get it. Because she doesn't have insurance.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And so I'm freaking out. I'm like, I might have to take her anyway. But then she starts coming out of it. And she was like, oh, yeah. Like, no, I hit my head. And I was like, yeah. Yes, you did. And I'm like crying. My hands are shaking, and I'm trying to get her cleaned up. And I'm like, if I go to the ER, they're going to be like, oh, she fell? Really? They're going to think I did it or something. And so I was like, that's not why we didn't go. She was like, I don't feel comfortable going. And she said it multiple times. I asked, like, do you know our address? And she said it fine. Because I've had plenty of head injuries, and I didn't know what street I lived on. And that's when I got taken to the hospital. So she started to come out of it pretty quick. But during those like first like 5 minutes, I was distraught. I thought she was going to die. Head wounds bleed a lot, even if they're not super bad. But and the skin on your eyebrows is really thin too. It's just bone. So it probably, she just got herself good, and it was just bleeding profusely. It looked like in an anime when like a character loses their eye. Like it was just like down her face and all on my hands and stuff. And I was like, if we show up and I have bloody hands and you have a bloody eye, they're going to probably shoot me. But it was genuinely terrifying. And I kept an eye on her. I didn't want to like leave her alone. And I also didn't want her like
let her go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly, because she'll get Gary Coleman or something, or Billy Mays, and so I was like, I can't stream right now.
I hate that you said Billy Mays, not because of what happened, but because the first thing that popped in my head was a pun that she got Billy dazed, and then I felt really bad.
She got Billy dazed. Billy Mays here. Yeah, if only I had some Flex Seal, I could have put over the wound. I don't even think that was him. I think that was a different guy. So yeah, she was like, she was about to start like her work schedule is weird now. She's working like 10 to noon and then 8 to midnight. So it was just about to be time for me to start streaming and for her to start her shift. And I was like, you should call out. She's like, no, I'm fine. I was like, are you sure? I was like, okay, then I'm not streaming. I'm going to sit in the room with you, listen to you pretend to be 5 kids at once. And if I hear you slur one single word, we're going to the ER. And she did it, and it was fine. And I didn't want to be like out here streaming like, yeah, awesome, video games. Yeah, Devil May Cry. And have her like be bleeding out in the other room.
16 bits.
16 bits. I'm going to have to show that sometime on this stream because you and I and only one other person, well, anyone else I've shown that to, know what that is. So yeah, bit of a scare, but everything's okay now. I've kept an eye on her. Yeah, changed the dressing of the wound. And I think it was one of those things where it was just scary. It looked worse than it was. But yeah, that's where we're at. It was, interestingly enough, on a much lower scale, I did something similar to myself 2 days before, like this weekend. I almost don't even want to bring this up because by comparison, this is so nothing. When I go out, like I'm trying to not tie my hair back as much because I'm feeling like it's pulling on my hairline and like gonna like make me go bald soon or something, or sooner than. So I had my hair down, but when I go out, I just keep my shades on top of my head, and they're like the metal frame ones. So I got into an Uber, and then I nailed my head on the side of the door, and the metal of the shades went like dug into the skin of my scalp, and I was like, oh my god, ow. And it was okay. And then when I got to where I was going, or no, we got to where we were going, then we left, getting back into the next Uber to come home, I did the exact same thing again in the exact same spot, and then my head started bleeding. And it's so funny because this is so minor, and it was very little blood, like one little like fingerprints worth of blood. And obviously this was in the past over the weekend, and Felisa was freaking out. She was like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, da-da-da-da. And then it's just so funny, the contrast of her actually injuring herself and bleeding, and she was like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm sorry. It's just wild.
The I'm sorry gets me every. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And I was like, you didn't. But anyway, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have been like, sorry for I think she was sorry for worrying me, you know. But I was about to like care. I would have had to like change her because she was just in like sleeping clothes, which is not appropriate to go out in. I had to like change her, get her ass into an Uber because ain't nobody got like $1,000 for a freaking ambulance.
No.
And I've told her, I was like, if we need to go to the hospital, just Uber me there. Like, do not call an ambulance unless I'm bleeding out.
The most fucked up thing that like we have to, in the midst of a crisis, like a medical crisis, the first thing is like, okay, we can't call an ambulance, so we have to find something else. That is, it's. I hate this country.
This is America. Anyway. Yeah, when I got COVID in late 2020, before the vaccines were even out, it was so bad that I was nearly hospitalized, and I was like, I can't go because I didn't have insurance at the time. I can't afford to die right now, so I just have to stay home.
It's wild.
It's yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Last
we should get into the because I have to finish Grease tonight.
Yeah.
So
we're already an hour in.
Let's get into the Boku no Natsuyasumi.
Yeah, I texted you earlier today. I was like, "You down to have a Boku no Chatsuyasumi tonight?"
I saw that.
Yeah, you responded. So
well, I know, but I meant I saw the Chatsuyasumi thing, the pun.
So, like I said before, we didn't talk about this last week. We are going to do a proper episode on the Still Loading podcast with a very rad guest. So, I thought it would be cool. I want to talk about the experience of playing it one day at a time, taking our little audio notes, and without going, maybe we can go into spoiler territory on the full episode. We can keep it spoiler light for now. Without going too much into what happened, we can. I'm curious to see how our experiences of playing it a day at a time kind of went. Which awesome idea, by the way.
Well, I can't even take credit for it. So, for those who don't know, Boku no Natsuyasumi means My Summer Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series in Japan only, but there is actually a fan translation patch of the second game. Which honestly, once you it's really easy to use. You just it was honestly harder for me to find an ISO of the game because it had to be that specific file format.
Yeah.
Then it was harder for me to find a working ISO than it was for me to get the patch to work. Like the patch, it was like you opened up a program, you said, "Here's the ISO file. Here is the patch."
Okay.
and you click patch, and then it just did it.
Yeah.
So
You
that
mean
was
it was hard to find or to figure out how to back up the copy of the game that you already
yes,
own?
back up the copy that I own.
Yeah.
That I bought and imported.
Hmm.
So Boku no Natsuyasumi is it's called My Summer Vacation. We played Boku no Natsuyasumi 2. There's like like a second what's
Umi no Bokenhen.
yes, which is like
Adventure by the Sea.
Adventure by the Sea. Thank you. Um, yeah, Umi no Boken. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Boken is adventure. So Umi no
Boken.
Boken, Adventure by the Sea.
Bokenhen. Umi no Bokenhen. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And basically you play as this character named Boku, which if you know Japanese is a pretty good pun.
Yeah.
Boku means I, so you're playing as yourself, but not yourself because
Yeah.
it's a character named Boku. It's a fun kind of like fourth wall break type of thing.
Right, which comes especially into play in the midpoint of the game where your aunt says, Boku no Natsuyasumi is halfway over. And it's like, she's saying, your summer vacation, or you as Boku,
Yeah.
Boku's summer vacation is halfway over. And also, the video game titled Boku no Natsuyasumi is halfway over.
Halfway over. But you basically like you are there for your summer vacation for the month of August because your mom is having a baby, and I learned about this through this like that apparently like that's a very common thing in Japanese culture where like
Yeah.
when women have kids they literally just kind of yeet off with them and like maybe the husband but mainly like her like the mom's mom and like the grandmother like a lot of the women's side of the family and she just gets a month to bond with the baby and people help her like
Hell yeah.
literally a village helps out like
Yeah.
like her family do it's crazy while she recovers. It's
She's
awesome.
like, everybody stay the fuck away from me.
So Boku has to stay with his aunt and uncle on this island. What's the name of the island again? It's been a minute since I played it now. 'Cause
Oh god.
like I finished it actually like midway through August because I was trying to get it out for my Patreon.
Is it like Shiosei? I'm trying to think. I remember the like
no, isn't it like Fumi?
I don't know. I'm remembering like every day when the little boat goes by and it says, "We are now going to Shiosei Island," or something like that.
It's oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to try to find. I could have sworn it was Fumi.
It's probably something Jima, Fumi Jima, maybe because Jima is island.
I'm gonna have to figure it out. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's it takes place in the 70s, and you are just kind of exploring. There's really not much of a point. Like they don't have objectives per se, except just to explore and have fun.
And have fun. Be a kid on your
there
summer
is,
vacation.
like, there are some like small objectives that you'll get, like, hey, there's an event happening today. Maybe you should go over to see what goes on, but you don't have to either.
Yeah.
Most of it.
I don't know if I said this last week, but I always, when people are like, "What is that?" I just say it's Animal Crossing without the capitalism.
I would say it's even less than that, like because there's no farming in it. Like there's no like cultivating land. You just kind of like
Yeah, well, the older Animal Crossings.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no like I
There's
don't know,
no
you just
combat. There's no like real objectives.
you just be a kid. And there's like story beats and stuff where it's like go to this time or go to this place at this time and something will happen that'll be like, "Oh, okay, well now I have the axe so I can cut down this tree which will lead me to another part of the island." Or so and so this character always talks about wanting to have a certain kind of fish for dinner. So if you catch that fish, if you happen to, it's always like an if you happen to, you can experience all the different subplot lines, but it's nothing requires you to. You can beat the game by doing absolutely nothing and still have a summer vacation. And that's what it's all
still
about.
Just trying to find the name of this island. It's driving me nuts. I could have sworn it was Fumi. I think but you can just kind of choose how you want to spend your summer vacation. Like Andrew said, there's like different like story beats, but for the most part, it's pretty relaxed. And you just kind of play through it. And so what we did was I started it earlier use it for the almighty content machine,
Yeah.
but I was going to play it where like you play one in-game day for per real day in the
Hmm.
month of August. So August 1st, you play August 1st in the game, you play in August 1st in real life, and then you stop. August 2nd in the game, you play on August 2nd in here in the real world, and then you stop. Uh, Tomifumi or Tonomi? I don't think it's either of those. I think it's just Fumi.
Fumi is the name of the town, but
That might be what it was.
I don't think the island is named. But
I'll have
when you're on the boat,
yeah.
they say like, "Oh, we're going to Shiose Island" or something like that. But yeah, the town is called Fumi on something island.
Um,
It's very rural, like super rural.
yeah.
Studio Ghibli rural.
It's gonna drive me nuts. Yeah. So anyway, so you go to that island and you just hang out there for the summer, and it's very, I don't know, it's very therapeutic in a weird sense. Especially like I looked forward to playing it every night because like listening
Yes.
to the cicadas as you're like wandering around the island, it was a really nice way to wind down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Um, I think without going too far into any of the individual events, what activity do you find yourself doing the most?
Easy by far. What I put the most time into was the bug sumo.
Okay, that's probably about the same with me too in terms of straight activities. A lot of it I just kind of like ran around and talked to people. That was the vast majority of the stuff that I did.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one of the activities I did the most, it was the bug sumo. Um, I I was pretty good at the fishing, but I could like there was one time I caught a fish where like, hey, if you bring home something more than like this weight, we'll cook it for dinner.
Yeah.
And then I caught something that I was 99% certain was more than that weight, and I couldn't remember anymore because they don't tell you it again.
Mm.
And so then I talked to people and nothing happened. So we never cooked a fish that I caught.
Yeah, we didn't either. Even though I thought I caught one big enough too. Yeah, I think I focused on always making sure to do two things, which was water the flowers in the morning.
Yes. Did yours die eventually?
They did, and then no
Okay.
one said
I
anything
missed-
because
Yeah, I missed it by one. I didn't water it one day, which I didn't think was going to make a difference. And then it died. I went, "What the fuck?" But it was already at the very top. Like, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, like because the whole point was like, oh, the two other cousins are like, let's have a race and see who can like whose flowers will grow the tallest. And I watered those flowers every single day, partly because I knew that was one of the things to get you a point towards the better ending. I knew that from the first game. So I watered those flowers every single day. They got as high as they could, and then they died. And then nobody
Yep.
said anything. Like there was no follow up afterwards.
I
Like
know. I was so mad about that.
yeah. So I would always go like after breakfast. I'd always go up the side of the house, water the flowers, and then go up the ladder that's right there to go to the bug sumo. And I'd always do that first, and then I would go throughout the day and see what I could find and explore and find someone to talk to. I almost got all the way through the bug sumo. I think I got up. I think I had one more king battle to do. There's different ranks.
They're hard, man.
They are hard, but I got I had an absolute chad of a Japanese rhino beetle that was just I think its win-loss ratio ended up being like 69 to like 9 or something, or like 64 to like maybe like 10. It had like a really good record, but I just couldn't. I got to a point where you can the highest rank of the battles, or the king rank, you can only do one a day. So I got to a point where it was like, okay, I beat this one. Now I have to wait till tomorrow to challenge the next one. And if you beat them all, then the kids would take you to like another area of the mountain or something. And so I never got to do that. I ran out of time. But that was a lot of fun. Just like,
Wait, what? So if you beat them all, they take you to a remote area of the mountain?
yeah, they go. If you beat the queen rhino, like the current champion, they're like, all right, well, we said that we would let you into our club if you beat our champion, but we're still not gonna. and if you beat us, then we'll take you to the top of Mount Toten. And I was like, okay, cool. And I just ran out of time because I know that Takashi didn't have any more. The one kid, the older kid, didn't have any more, and Shigeru was still sending them out. So I beat his. This motherfucker sent out a praying mantis, and I was like, "That's not a beetle."
I might have to watch a video of that because I had no idea about that. I
Yeah,
did get
it's
up
so
to,
deep too. The mechanics of it.
Like, did you find the axe that would let you get across the one place?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. That's where I thought you meant by the mountain, but I wonder if there's a different spot. Too.
No, they kind of point to it up in the distance. It's like up past where Yo's rocket crashes the first time.
Okay. There is a thing where when you go to so when you chop down the tree to cross the little stream to get to Wolfman's cabin, you can get to that cabin from the other side, but you can't access anything in the cabin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Like the water wheel area?
Yeah, right before the water wheel. Like when you kind of go up the side, there's that hornet's nest that's in the tree.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked like there was a path that would go up the mountain. It looked like rice fields or something like that. Like there's plants, like crops growing.
It might go up that way.
I wonder if that's where it was that, because it looked like that was a gate that could open.
Yes.
Or something.
The wasabi
no
fields.
one ever opened it. Yeah, I feel like that was maybe where it would be at, because that looked like something you could go to, but you could never. I never was able to get access to it. So, yeah.
Did you find? I won't say what it is, but did you let the dog off the leash at all and then follow him?
I never got a dog.
Well, the Hikari, the girls have a dog.
No, I never did that.
Kenbo. Yeah, I don't know if it's after a certain time he starts doing this, but I also would try to talk to the dog every day or pet the dog. And then at one point, the dog, you just let him off the leash and the dog just runs away. And I was like, oh my God. And so I followed him, and then he takes you to a really interesting spot that has to do with the Wolfman. But I will save that for our full episode. It's I'm so excited. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be seeing how our experience lined up. But talking about specifically playing it one time a day, was it hard to get into a rhythm for you? Because for me, I played the first day and I was like, I want to keep going so bad. And it took me a couple days, but once I finally did, I had this, like you said, a really nice nightly ritual of or on the weekends I would play in the morning, and then I would go take a walk in real life, because it always made me want to go walk in real life and listen to the cicadas, and after the sound design in this game is so good. Hearing the wind and
I would
cicadas
say
and the water.
It's ambitious for the time. There was lots of times where I'm like, why can I still hear the music from What's-Her-Face's house, even though I'm clearly like a football field away at this point?
I don't know. I feel like you still probably could.
There was times when Yasuko,
yeah, her record player.
Yeah, you could always hear it from it seemed way too far off, or sometimes you would go past her house and it would get louder. I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? None of this makes sense.
Oh, see, I love that. Have you gone into her house while it was playing?
Yeah.
You can hear, when you get into the house, you can hear the individual pops and scratches of the record player.
It's cool.
It's that stuff that I love.
I have a question. Did you meet the ghost girl?
God damn it! No, I did not.
Yes, there is a. It's never completely explained.
What?
But I don't know how much. I don't know if you want me to say anything now or wait till. I don't. It really doesn't make that much of a difference, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I'll say this part. Because it's not. There's no big payoff for this. It's just kind of cool, right? The dog thing sounds like there's a payoff at the end, right? In this.
I'll come back to that.
In this, it's in the clinic, the family clinic.
Yeah.
If you go into the one room in usually midday, there's just a random girl who's there, and then she'll disappear. and you can talk to her every day for a little while, and she just kind of talks to you. It's I had actually
What?
had a journal entry for it where the journal entry says, I met a very strange girl at the clinic in the evening. It was the evening, sorry, not the day. In the evening, she was very gentle, but it was like she was hardly there.
Oh, wait. How do you get there in the evening? Isn't it locked?
No, it's the evening right before dinner. So it's like, you know how the sun starts
Oh,
setting and they
like
haven't
dusk.
called you for dinner. Yeah, it's like dusk. Yeah.
Ah, okay. No, I haven't gone. Yeah, because as far as I knew, there was nothing in that room ever, and I would check it sometimes to wait because I was like, I feel like
Hmm.
at one point there's gonna be somebody in the bed or somebody
Well,
sick or something. That's
did you
cool.
use Hikari is Yasuko's little sister, right?
Yes, yeah. Her
Hikari. Did
fortune.
you ever use her fortune teller?
Yeah, and I thought there was one that was like the clinic evening, but then I was like, how do I even do that? So I thought maybe at some point you could just get in at night, but I didn't realize that that meant like dusk, like right before dinner. I
Yeah,
was thinking like nighttime,
that's what it was.
nighttime. Ah, man, that's
No,
cool.
no, it was a yeah, kind of crazy. So
Yeah,
that was I'm looking through my journal entries, and that was one that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
yeah. It was cool.
There's a couple others I want to ask to see if you explore, but I want to save it for the episode.
Yeah, yeah. Like story stuff, we can do a little more heavily there, but it was really cool taking an audio diary after, because that's another thing we did. I don't know if we said that out loud.
No,
We both took audio diaries after
for
doing the
just
day.
$1 a month on my Patreon, you can listen to two 50-minute episodes. I broke up I did a journal, a audio diary for every day, and I edited them into two different episodes. Like, so the first half of the summer vacation is in the first one, the second half is in the second one.
Mm.
So on the Still Loading Podcast Patreon, patreon.com/stillloadingpod, it only takes $1. Normally the bonus episodes are at the $3 or at the $4 tier, but I made this one open to everyone on the Patreon.
Nice. For just as low as $0 a day, sometime in the future, you can see mine on the YouTube. I have not edited them yet. I have started to, but I just screen recorded all, or I like game captured at the end of the game, going through all of the Boku's diary, and then I'm gonna have my audio next to it. Hopefully, as some kind of like visual guide to what I'm saying. But it's taken a long ass time to edit because I didn't realize it was gonna be like 2 hours long. I talked for way longer than I thought I would every day, which is just a testament to how cool this game is. Something I kept finding myself doing was I kept switching back and forth between I went here, I talked to my uncle, I talked to my cousins.
I did that too.
Yes. It's so
I kept
funny.
switching back and forth between first person and third person.
Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, and then we went up to, and I saw, oh, Boku got his whatever. And then I'd be like, so then I saw my cousins, and it, like, I kept getting in the headspace of Boku as a little kid. And I loved that, especially a lot of what I ended up talking about, and we can talk about this further, was what you said about how there's no real payoff for some things, and that's okay. There was a lot of moments where I was like, this feels like it's setting up for something, and in my diaries I'll be like, yo, I found this thing, I hope it's going to be something really cool, and then you'll get to the end of that plot point and it'll be like, oh, not that it's kind of a letdown, but that it's like, oh, I've built this thing up in my head, and to see what it actually came to is like, oh, well, sometimes it seems like the whole message of this game is sometimes sometimes life isn't what you think it's going to be. And so I think at one point I ended up getting really poetic with it, and I said something along the lines of, you're not always the main character. Sometimes you're just there to experience life experiencing itself.
Yeah,
Wax
I
poetic.
think no, the game really does a good job of like kind of in a weird sense simulating how life is, how like sometimes there's payoffs to the things you're excited for and sometimes there's just nothing.
Yeah.
It's not like something bad happened. It's just something, there's just nothing. One actually my favorite journal entries that you don't want to get a lot of when you're playing is if nothing happens, like no eventful things happen that day.
Yeah.
Boku will have, he writes the same journal entry for these things, but the picture changes because he draws a little picture for it.
Yeah.
And I actually really like it though. The journal entry says nothing special happened today, but I still think it was a wonderful day.
I love those.
And I really liked that because it really just makes me think, like, just because nothing good happened doesn't mean that it was a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, like, and sometimes, like, when you're stressed about stuff, when there's stuff in the back burner and you're like, oh God, you know, like I was talking to you about off mic, just stressed with money stuff or life or
Mm.
drama or all this other stuff. Sometimes when there's just a day that nothing happens, that's a good, it's a wonderful day.
Yeah.
You're alive, you're like, you're living, you're getting to do stuff. Like, I don't know, it help puts things in perspective in a weird sense for me. So I really like that. And it's interesting when you're talking, when you mentioned like how, you know, it kind of showed you like you're not always the main character. um One of my favorite is to bring it to Kevin Smith temporarily.
Not where I
Before we
thought that
go,
was gonna go.
he had in his Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie. There's a really beautiful moment where uh, Ben Affleck actually comes back into that. It was the first time he had worked with Ben Affleck in over a decade. But Ben Affleck was on it, and he's talking about the character Ben Affleck is playing is talking about becoming a dad and about how, you know, like you spend so much of your life um, trying to make a name for yourself, trying to become the star of your own show type of thing.
Mm.
But when you become a parent, you're no longer the star, you're the stage. And
Ah.
for your kid to become the star of the show, and just kind of reminding you saying like, you know, you're not always the star of the show, it kind of reminded me of that. Like, once you become a parent, you're not the star anymore, you're the stage in which for your kid to then launch themselves off and, you know, like
Mm.
launch their career, their life, their journey off in. And I really like that idea. And if this game, I think, is just really cool because like it definitely didn't have as much of a emotional impact on me as it did for you, but I
Mm.
do think like it still was just a really nice like it. Well, I don't think I'm circling around though. I know the point I'm trying to make is I'm just having a hard time getting the right articulating the right words.
Mm.
But I think like this game is just really wonderful because it really does a phenomenal job of reminding you what childhood is like. Like the idea of like whimsy and
Yeah.
adventure and like the carefree nature of it. Like, you know, I always thought as a kid, you know, like, oh, I you know, I watched this, I did this, I remember all this stuff. But most of the days are like what you see here, you know, just bored out of your mind trying to figure out something to do. Um, and boredom is like, I think, like a really under. I don't know if I've said this before on the stream. I feel like boredom is something that we don't take seriously enough. Like, it's good to be bored.
Yeah, because it's
We
like
don't let
the
our
other side of the
we don't
same
let our
coin.
minds rest.
Yeah, and I think it's the other side of the same coin of contentment. Because if you're bored, you're content. In a way, you might be
That's
looking
true.
for something to do, but that's because you don't have something currently occupying your mind that is like, you know, urgent
Yeah.
or something to cause anxiety. I don't. Oh God, I don't know the last time I was bored. That's probably
Well, I think
bad.
something that like really, because we care so much about being entertained now. Like, dude, even
Yeah.
when we're on here, like I'm listening to what you're saying, I still will check my phone just to see like, hey, did I get any messages and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it, like the constant scrolling on social media and stuff like that is awful. It's so, and I'm not even talking about doom scrolling. I say everything that we saw was happy and the world was perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's not, but it would still be bad for you just because your mind was not meant to be engaged like that consistently, right?
Constant
Um,
bombardment of stimuli.
yeah, and I think that is leading to that has this is based off of no scientific research, mind you, but I feel like that's probably one of the things that has helped exacerbate the mental health crises going on right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it caused it, I'm not, but it, when you don't allow your brain to like just be still, sit with your own thoughts. And I know that's scary for some people, like to just sit with your own thoughts, but
Yeah.
it's really fucking important. I feel
Yes.
like it is so important just to sit and be still. And even if you're not thinking anything grand or having any epiphanies or this and that, um,
Just be.
like just be earlier tonight, before we were streaming, before we were chatting, I was talking to you off stream about like some of the stuff I'm stressed about, and I had a small panic attack earlier today, very small, like nothing like crazy, but I was like reading a book, and I'm like, I can't, like, even though I was reading my book, and I had to put a stop to it. I just literally just closed the book, and I like held it to my chest, and I just closed my eyes, and I lifted my head back, and I just kind of like snoozed for a little bit, just to like stop thinking for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll even do that sometimes. I'll just go outside and just kind of sit on the porch and just stare at nothing, like it just to stop my brain from constantly having to work or move.
Yeah.
Go.
You need some kind of palate cleanser.
Yeah. We were not meant to be engaged this frequently.
No.
Like mentally engaged.
And our brains don't know the difference between, like, obviously, there's a lot that we've talked about off mic. That some shit happened last week. Our brains don't know the difference between seeing traumatic events and experiencing traumatic events. So when we see footage of shootings or bombings or suicide, our brains don't know that that's not happening to us currently. So that will mess you up. We're not supposed to be experiencing these feelings at all, much less
constantly.
Constant. I was going to say at the rate, but yeah, literally constantly. Like, you've got to, and it feels weird to say, like, oh, well, play a video game. This game for me was a really good mental palate cleanser for right now, as was needed. It was very needed. The energy of this game was very needed for me. Once I got past I found it hard, and I say this in one of my early diaries, I found it hard to be present when I knew mechanically time was running out in the day. Once it started to get sunset, I was like, oh shit, it's almost time for dinner. I gotta hurry up, and I have to go talk to this person before I get, because when the time, for those who don't know, time in this game only passes when you do a screen transition. So if you go from it's a fixed camera angle, Resident Evil style. When you go from one screen to another, that's, I think, 10 minutes of in-game time. You can sit if you find a cool fishing spot, you can sit there for 10 hours and time will not pass in the game. When you go to the next screen, that's 10 minutes. So as you're wandering around, time will pass. Sometimes it can be rather quick if you're just wandering around aimlessly. And then I kept finding myself being like, oh my God, I wasted the day or whatever, or I should do something. And I didn't like having to strategically be like, okay, I have probably 13 more screens before I get automatically found by my uncle to tell me that it's time for dinner.
I had no idea that. I understood that time passed between screens, but I didn't understand how the mechanics of it worked.
Yeah.
So it never even crossed my mind. I was just like, all right, let me just go over here.
See, I wish that was the case for me. But I eventually got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to stop trying to play this video game the best way, quote unquote best way, and just experience. There were days where I got the nothing happened today, but I still think it was a wonderful day diary at the end of the day, because I was just like, you know what? Okay, I gotta chill. What would I do if I were Boku right now? Would I try to finish this little mini quest, or would I actually just go down and jump into the ocean and swim around for a little bit in sunset because it looks really pretty? And so then I would go do that. And what I really like about those days of the so-called nothing days is that he gives the same weight to when something really big happens to when nothing happens, because he's still just experiencing each day the same way, like as a little kid on his summer vacation. And I love that, and I think we need more of that energy. I know I did.
It's definitely a little bit like, it puts a lot of things into perspective for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't have much else I want to say on it because I want to save a lot of it for that episode.
Yeah. I'm trying not to say too much specifics.
Yeah. It was a nice experience though.
Yeah.
Like,
I cried at the end.
I didn't, but I liked it. Also, though, you can't go by that. I don't cry at like anything.
Yeah,
and it's nothing.
And I cry at everything.
God, I wish sometimes I could, because sometimes, man, it just like it like shit bottles up, and I just can't. Like, there's like no release. It's
Yeah,
annoying.
that's fair. Yeah, I'm trying to think if
Huh.
there's anything else specifically that I
Trying to think as
noticed
well.
about experiencing it one day at a time. Once I got into a rhythm, I started.
Oh, what did you name the river?
That's a great question that I've never been asked before. I didn't get to name a river at all. You got to name a
Did
river?
you not name? Yeah, there's a little river. Is you know where the first place you pick up all the crawfish are, like near the abandoned shack.
Yeah.
That's like the river, as they're calling it.
Uh huh.
And they say, oh, it doesn't have a name, Boku. Why don't you name it?
Oh yeah, and they were like, think about it. He said, whoever I was talking to was like, think about it for a couple of
Yeah.
days, and then no one ever gave me another prompt about that again.
I forget how I came to. I forget who I spoke to or how it came to be, but I did name it. And you want to know what he fucking named it? Because I
What?
didn't get a choice.
Oh,
It's I'm gonna spell it out, okay?
okay.
And when I spell it out, speak it as if you were speaking katakana.
Okay.
Ritoru river.
Rito. What was it?
Ru.
Ritoru. Oh my God. Little river.
Little river. I was saying Ritoru River. And I went,
Ritoru.
Ritoru. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting name. I'm like, well, I wonder what that means. And then I said Ritoru. I'm like, oh, he's just saying little. He's saying little.
He
God
said
damn.
little river. That's so funny. But that's exactly
was
what a
so
little kid
upset.
would say. There were
I
so
was so mad.
there were so many moments like that. Like that would I would probably roll my eyes at that too. But there were so many moments where Boku was just a kid. The writing is immaculate. Where he would be like at some point the old man is depressed. I have a lot to say about the man being depressed for our full episode.
Which old
but
man? The doctor?
The doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the times you talk to him, he goes, he says something to the effect of, your whole life you're just waiting for the clutches of death to take you away from all those that you love. And then Boku goes, yeah.
What?
He goes like, I think I know what you mean. Oh no, he goes, I don't know what you mean, but, and you think he's gonna say something like childlike profound, where he'll be like, that's why we have to love the time we spend with the people while we have it. But instead he just goes, yeah, I don't think I know what you mean, but yeah, I have no idea what you're saying. And I thought that, like, I laughed out loud, but I was like, that's so honest. That's such a little kid thing. Like, he's trying to be a part of this adult conversation, and he knows that there's gravity to it, and he wants to say something, but he has no idea. He's in too deep. He just goes, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'm a kid. And I love the moments like that. And I love like, did you get the key to Yasuko's room?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that reveal or non-reveal when you see what's behind the door, and Yasuko's reaction, she is so sad to find out that it's nothing. And she goes out and she just sits in the middle of the road, kind of curled up in a fetal position. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. She just wanted all the chaos of her family life. She wanted she was holding on to that, like, Attack on Titan level, like, if I open this door, all my problems will be solved. Maybe it's my
I
dad.
haven't watched the show, but okay.
Well, that's like a big plot point. It's like, what's in the basement? There's a key. And, you finally find out, and it's a huge reveal. But in this, you find out, and it's basically nothing. And at first I hated that, and then I had to learn to love it because, like I said earlier, like, it's the little mundanes. It's the little...
See, I loved it from the get-go because it without going too far into it, because it would be a good conversation for the episode, but I loved it because it really symbolized a lot of to me it symbolized like not necessarily Yasuko's personal struggle with her family and how messed up it is, but like how sometimes holding on to grudges isn't is bigger than it seems.
Yeah.
Like like that locked door represented the grudge she had with her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and justifiably so as well.
Yeah.
Um, and when it finally opened, she's like, I don't know why I was holding on to this for so long. And so she's like confused about her own feelings. And then once that door was open, it very much felt like she was starting to forgive her mom, and her mom had like, you see it a lot when you talk to her, like she acknowledges her wrongdoing. Um, but you don't know if it's ever been acknowledged to Yasuko like in person. It's always something where her mom is very understanding of like why her daughter hates her.
Yeah.
Um,
I get the sense that
but
they don't have that relationship. I mean, when she came to visit, she didn't even stay with her own children.
yeah,
She stayed in the
it's
guest
crazy.
house that you stay in, and she left the key for like someone at the guest house to find. She didn't even give it to Yasuko herself.
Yep, and that it doesn't, like, what I like about it is it represents, like, at least to me it represented like not forgiveness of her mom for her mom's sake, but forgiveness of her mom for her sake. Um,
That's so interesting. I didn't. I only talked to the mom one time. I kept trying to find her and I couldn't. And the only time I talked to her, she was sitting in front of the grave. And she just said something about how she wished she had more time, with her husband. And so I took the opening of the door as like, you can't wait for something to like
you
help
can't
you
wait
move
for something
on.
to, yeah,
You
to be on, to do it happen on your terms. You have
Yeah,
to
there's
go
not
and
like a magic button of like, I'm over this trauma now. I know, trust me, it's taken a lot of therapy to get through a lot of the shit that's gone on in my life, but I had to initiate it. And just like Yasuko is going to have to, she's like, okay, well, there's not like a magic thing in here that's like, well, everything's better now. So I took that as her finally realizing, like, oh no, I have to get through this. And sometimes there is no magical answer, and it's just going to hurt for a little bit more while I heal. And
see, if I had a couple conversations with her mom, and her mom talks a lot about how she's an awful mother because of what she did, like how
oof,
she like abandoned her kids and stuff like that.
yeah,
But she doesn't feel like she can go back. She doesn't feel like she deserves an apology in a weird
yeah.
sense. Like she doesn't deserve forgiveness is kind of the vibe I got. Like but she's very nonchalant about it too. She's like, "Well, I'm a bad mom." Like that's kind of like the vibe I got from the dialogue, the way it was
Yeah.
written. But I don't know, when we talk to our guest, we may have to get his take on it. It was
Yeah.
interesting though.
What a fun little game. I just realized you're talking about like this game goes places.
It does. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
fun game, but it's just like it's a really
Honest.
in a it's honest, and in a way it's like um it kind of reminds it's kind of like how can I put this? One of the beautiful things about video games is that it is a medium in which it encourages the players and the people who are participate in it to experiment without the fear of failure.
Hmm.
And a lot of times that is generally thought of as like, okay, I missed this jump. I jumped too early. I jumped too late. I wasn't, if you're in Halo, like, I missed the target, or, whatever it may be, right? Like, you messed up at the game. And it's usually a skill related thing, right?
Yeah.
That's usually like it's teaching kids that you can fail at a skill check and continue on, and you can always try again. This game feels like it's trying to give you a safe place to fail for life events.
Hmm.
Like, what if you are dealing with a complicated relationship with your parents? It doesn't solve it for you, but it gives you an outlet to explore that trauma, or explore that problem, explore that stressor or anxiety,
Yeah.
in a safe place where there's no repercussions for you not doing this or doing this, right?
And that being
Um,
okay.
yeah, and that
It's
being
like
okay. There's no judgments passed either way. It's just giving you options on how it might, like, it's giving you judgments on how it might proceed out. Like, I think there's a storyline between Yasuko and a boy named Yo,
Yeah.
and I would assume I'm sure they probably ended up as friends in your playthrough,
Hmm.
or like maybe even more so a little bit. In mine they did, but the vibe I got, like, if you don't facilitate that, it may never happen,
Yeah.
type of thing. And once again, just kind of giving this game, unlike other games where like it gives you a safe place to fail for your skill checks, this gives you a safe place to fail or succeed, or to experiment or try with life events in a weird way, like
Yeah.
in a very small simplistic way, but in life events, which I'm definitely going to bring that up on the episode,
Oh
because I
yeah.
think that's a really I like that observation.
I have a lot to say regarding this too. Like, uh, I love because it doesn't punish you for not
No.
like it's all everything you do, whether you do nothing, you do everything, you get the plot points, you don't. It's all good. It's all valuable experience. It's life, and life is kind of messy sometimes, and life and things don't perfectly end up tied up in a nice little bow. And there's going to be things that, like, you can in the first game, uh, if you do everything perfectly right, it's probably the same for this. You get like the quote unquote best ending, um, where I'll just leave with the teaser that Tim Rogers says the game basically calls you a liar and says almost like there's no way for you to have actually done all of this. You are supposed to just experience it at your own pace, at your own level, and the there's a conversation that Yo and Yasuko have at the end of the game where she keeps they were friends as kids, and she was like, what was that thing that we always used to say? We had a like super special, goodbye thing that we would say to each other. I can't remember what it was. And he's like, yeah, I don't remember either. And then at the very end of the game, he's like, you know what? I remembered what it was. You would always just say mata ashita, which is see you tomorrow. And he was like, I guess I think I was just so excited to hear you say that I made it more into more of a thing and made it feel more special. And that's where it just like Doctor Strange knocked my soul out of my body, and I was like, oh my god, because you remember the important part is on your experiences is how you remember feeling more than the actual details themselves. That's the important
Absolutely.
part of the.
I mean, that's why people feel nostalgic for not just video games, but a lot of stuff. Like, you like Sonic is nostalgic for me because I remember going over to my neighbor's house and playing it I remember the layout of the room
Yeah.
that I sat in and played it, even, and being obsessed with it. And same with Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Hidden Treasure. I have so much nostalgia for that game. And then when I go back and play it, it's still fun, but it's not that same feeling, because the feeling in a weird sense never even probably even existed in the first place. It's just like this was you playing a game for the first time and having a lot of fun. The nostalgia has built up that feeling to something that you'll never really be able to achieve. Like, that's not the nostalgia you're feeling for towards something. That happiness that you remember feeling probably wasn't the happiness that you actually felt in the moment, but
Right.
it's you connecting that happiness or that moment to a specific time in your life. And yeah, nostalgia is a weird
Ooh.
thing, man. I love it, but it's a dangerous thing too. But it's a weird thing.
Yeah. I love it. I pretty much that sentiment of like you are all you're just you are all your experiences. That's literally why I'm here on the experience point talking about this. So it kept resonating with me, being like, yes, that's exactly it. Even if you don't remember specific events, like you were saying that playing Sonic, I will never, like, I can still smell my neighbor's house as I played Bomberman 64 and that shitty Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero platforming game that I still love with all my heart. And he would show me this weird tank game that like I hated, but I'm looking back on it fondly, even though I was like, I just want to can we get back to Bomberman, please? but thinking about that moment, it's so funny how different those in that moment I was like, I don't want to do anything else but this. But looking back, and I'm like, I'm looking back so fondly. I remember him clicking around on this stupid tank game and being like, oh yeah, that did look kind of fun. But in the moment I was like, I hated it. So what, that is its own experience, even though on paper they're completely different. I don't know, man. We could get real philosophical, which we'll probably do on the full episode. I know it's getting kind of late. I see the glass coming over your eyes.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
But yeah, I will just end by saying I missed the daily ritual of playing my day. I look forward to doing my day, my Boku no Natsuyasumi day, and it made me want to look into the next one. And I hope that the English patch of the first one comes out soon.
I will say the ending for me, by the end of it, I don't know if it's because I was doing it for content, but I was like, okay, I'm ready for this to be done. I was ready for it to be over.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't not in necessarily oh my god, this is a slog, but it was more kind of all right, I'm feeling like I'm ready to be done. It was one of those things. I will say the game did not overstay its welcome though.
Yeah.
It ended at a good time for me. It went a little bit longer than I liked, but I don't think that you know how sometimes you can say, oh, this game is way too long, and it actually is way too long, or this is a to me it actually wasn't. If I'm taking my personal preferences out of it, I think this game was perfectly paced. I think it was just my experience of having to do it for the podcast. I felt a little bit rushed, and then I was like, oh my god, I just need to get this done. So I think that played more into it. So I think this game is actually perfectly paced. It ends exactly when it needs to. It was just at the time I was playing this, I was ready for it to be done, if that makes sense.
That's fair. Yeah, and that's also a valuable part of the experience of your experience of playing it this time is also that's going to color it. For better or for worse. It's it keeps coming back to, it's all, whether it's what you thought it was going to be or not, it's all important and valuable experience.
Yep.
I had something else I wanted to say, but I will probably remember when we do the full one. Yeah.
Cool. I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah. That was our Boku no Chatsuyasumi. What day is that is the full one gonna be with Oh my god, Ray?
With Ray, we have not scheduled anything yet.
Okay.
Because he's not available till much later. Hold on, let me look at the message that I got from him last. We aren't going to be able to record until October.
Okay. Yeah, I thought we had thrown out a date in October, but yeah, that I was anticipating October.
No, we
so
have
that
not done anything in October. We could start throwing, because we're midway through September now, which is crazy. So we could probably start throwing out dates for October soon.
Word.
So,
yeah, let me know.
One last thing before we go off, or we sign off. Did you want to do the Clerks thing next week or nah?
Ooh.
I'm not going to be offended if you don't want to.
I think we can do that. Let me make sure there's nothing super time consuming on my schedule this week that would keep me away from it. I can find time to watch a 2-hour movie, I'm sure. Oops. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh yeah. I mean, I am going to be watching a lot of movies this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, one last thing. So Regal is doing this cool thing right now where it's called the month of masterpieces. And if you have a Regal near you, or you viewers out here, if you're still watching in the month currently now as we're recording, or in the month of September 2025, they're doing every day they're showing a super classic of a movie. Everything from like Casablanca to like even newer stuff like Inception.
Ooh, rest in peace. Any Robert Redfords?
Ooh, I don't
Robert Redford just passed away
know.
today, or it just came out that he passed away
I
today.
did see that, although I don't think
Yeah.
I'm familiar enough with his work to even name anything that he's been in.
Oh, he was in the. I mean, this is he was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He's in a lot of different stuff. Like so many, like prolific actor, right? Also, he was in. If you want to talk about like one of the most bizarrely like sexual movies that a
Oh,
mainstream Hollywood actor would be in, Indecent Proposal.
okay. I've heard of
You
it.
ever heard of that?
Yeah, never
The
seen it
premise
though.
is that it's a husband and wife who desperately need money. So Robert Redford plays a wealthy dude who says, "I will give you like $1 million if you let me sleep with your wife," or
Whoa.
something like that.
Okay,
That's the indecent proposal.
that's funny.
And
Yeah, I
there
don't.
was a really not to bring it back to Kevin Smith, but they in one of his podcasts, it was Edumacation. This was like a decade ago. This episode came out, but it makes me laugh every time. He talks about like, what if you ever think they try to pitch a sequel to Bobby Redford, Robert Redford
Bobby.
for Indecent Proposal 2, but this time it's the exact same movie, but this time it's just anal sex.
Oh my god.
and so Kevin he like imagines like what the conversation would be like trying to pitch this sequel to Indecent Proposal. Like, all right, Bobby, I got a great idea for you. Indecent Proposals 2. And he goes, all right, and then as Bobby goes, all right, I'm not sold on it, but like what did you think, like what was your idea? Where do you think this would go? He's like, what are you, fucking nuts? It's about her butt. It's
That's
about her
very.
butthole. And
That's
that would be the
very
meaning
Kevin
of the
Smith.
Robert Redford.
That's Kevin Smith, all right.
But that would be fucking hilarious. Like they remake the movie, but the entire like the entire change, the
Yeah.
only difference.
Let me do it
is that
again
It's
in the back
let
door.
me do it again, but this time it's anal.
And that's how many years later.
I know, right?
But yeah.
Now. But no, so he in the movie the reason I said that the movie you may recognize, he was in Captain America: Winter Soldier and some of the
Oh.
other Marvel stuff. He was like the dude who ran fucking
Oh yeah. Shield.
yeah, Shield, and he ends up being a bad guy.
Right.
Spoiler alert
Surprise.
for a decade old movie now.
Right. Okay.
God, that movie's over a decade old.
I love that movie. That's one of my faves of the Marvels.
It's a great movie.
So of the ones that are, it's a different one every day. I was thinking about. Here we are at 10:30. I was thinking about being like, maybe I'll cut out at like 9 because Seven was playing tonight at 9:30, and I've never seen that. I love.
Seven's good. It's very creepy.
I love a good like thriller. I should say I like the idea of it, and I want to watch more because the few that I have seen I've really liked. Upcoming ones that I have, just gonna look at my calendar right now. Upcoming ones that this is gonna just show the gaps in my movie viewership. Tomorrow I've got to see it. Pan's Labyrinth. I've never seen that movie.
I saw it a while ago. I don't remember much of it. It's got an awesome monster though.
Yeah, I mean,
The monster design, the thing that has its eyes on its hands. And
yeah,
it just
the
holds it
Mr.
up like
McConnell
this.
monster.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, yeah. I need to see that. I mean, I just need to. So Pan's Labyrinth, Do the Right Thing, a Spike Lee jaunt. Saving Private Ryan. Never seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
That movie.
I don't like
that's
war
a tough
movies,
movie to
but
watch.
but that's one that's like, it's not my genre,
really
but I
good.
know how good it is that I just feel like I need to see it.
The in that movie's defense, it's not a lot of battles. Like the opening act, the opening scene is a battle scene. It's Normandy Beach.
Yeah.
It's one of the it is your tons and tons of wide shots of men just dying gruesome bullet deaths. But the rest of the movie is more of a character story of like these men going to travel behind enemy lines to rescue a dude. So
Yeah.
it's more character based than like for example, like you ever see that there's a movie called The Longest Day, and it's like a 3 hour long movie. It's like 3 or 4 hours, and it is all about D-Day. It was a really ambitious movie from like the 60s, I think from 1962.
No.
Um,
It's not
and
the sequel to The Longest Yard, is it?
no, no. 2 hours and 58 minutes, and it's
Oof.
all about it's just the events of D-Day. And so what's crazy though is that they hired actors from like it was a like actors from all over the place. John Wayne is in it, but Henry Fonda's in it. Robert Ryan, who's a famous actor, but then also like there's French actresses, there's German actors, there is um a young Sean Connery, pre James Bond Sean
Whoa.
Connery is in it, which is crazy.
I'll tell you one thing about this day, boys. It's gonna be the longest day. Roll credits.
But like it's just crazy because it literally is like a multicultural and multi. What I forget the word. I don't know what the proper word would be. It's not. I guess it's multicultural because it's literally like you're getting cross productions of like you're getting people from all over Europe to do this movie. It's not just Americans playing Germans or playing British or playing French or whatever. It's literally like actors from each part of the world doing these roles. It's crazy. Like it's a crazy ambitious movie. But it's also, you would hate it. It is very slow paced. It's very like from a production perspective, it's incredible what they did.
Yeah.
But from like if you're not a fan of war movies, this is a war movie.
Okay.
Not really many characters. It's just battles.
Yeah, I think I probably would then. I don't mind a slow burn if it's compelling, but if there's nothing
it is
for me to
slow,
connect
and
to, it's tough.
There's no characters to really. I mean, you follow some characters through it, but like none of them are. There's no character arcs really. It's just watching what happened, the events of D-Day unfold.
Yeah,
and it's honestly like the way they filmed it. It's crazy impressive what they did.
Yeah,
from a tactical standpoint, but it's 3 hours long. There's an intermission.
That's long. Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm excited to see. If I go see Saving Private Ryan, that one's on a weekend, so it's a little more manageable than
it's
a weekday.
It's a good movie. Saving Private Ryan is a very good movie.
But there is A Clockwork Orange, which
I've tried watching that, and it's just I couldn't get into it.
I don't imagine that I'll be able to, but nobody ever freaking shuts up about how good this movie is, and I'm like, isn't it the one with like a musical rape scene, like absolutely
Probably.
Glorifying the like.
It is
violence.
Yeah, it's rated X. I forgot about that. Yes, it is rated X.
I really don't think I will. It might be the first movie that I walk out of, and if I see it in the theater, so maybe I won't.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Like, what is the? I want to see like what are like the warnings. You know, like what are the parental warnings type of thing. I'm curious what it would be. I'll have to find it.
Yeah. But the other ones, just real quick: Casablanca, Vertigo, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Lawrence of Arabia. I've never seen. Chinatown.
That's a boring ass movie.
Really?
I shouldn't say that. I saw it when I was in high school, so
okay.
I probably just did not care enough about it.
That's the first time I've heard that. I've only heard good things about that. There Will Be Blood. Never saw that. This was for me. Spy Family Season 3 also launches. And that's October 4th. Yeah, the last one that I have that I'm interested in is There Will Be Blood on the 30th. Yeah, I didn't go to any of these other ones, but earlier, there was earlier in the month, Interstellar, Citizen Kane. Never saw that. Probably should, but I think that I'll probably hate it. Goodfellas, Shawshank Redemption, which I have seen. I wanted to.
That's a great movie.
I just wanted to see it again and go see with Palisa. Inception, she's never seen.
So real quick, I'm looking on IMDb for the stuff for A Clockwork Orange. A Clockwork Orange has 3 very brutal and graphic rape scenes. 2 are in the first 30 minutes. Very disturbing. The third is
Jesus.
Ludovico Technic scene. I don't know what that means. Very graphic. So
no thanks.
Take that for go in fully warned.
Yeah. If I go in at all, we'll see. But I may have things to talk about more than Kevin Smith next week. Maybe I'll see if I go to see anything, it probably would be Pan's Labyrinth and Saving Private Ryan. Two very different movies.
Yes.
But we shall see. Tomorrow, I think I will probably play Ninja Gaiden if I don't just do a makeup session of Devil May Cry for not streaming last night because my girlfriend's head was split open like a freaking watermelon. And then Throwdown Thursday, I think I had something that I was going to play. I think there's still a beta for 2XKO going on, which is the arcane fighting game. Not the League of Legends fighting game, because nobody likes League of Legends, but I do like arcane. Yeah, that's pretty much my week. Anything you want to plug or shout out that's upcoming soon for you?
No, I don't think there's anything really. I mean, backlog month is coming up soon in October, but that's well, I can shout that out next week. So
Nice.
No, I think I'm good.
Sweet. Well, thank you as always for hanging out and chatting on a Doc Tuesday. We'll have to get some. We'll have to get our cups and string for next time. And yeah, thank you, guys, gals, non-binary pals. We're gonna call it for tonight. Take care of yourselves, especially now more than ever. Take care of yourselves and your sanity. Take care of each other. Go to freaking therapy. I have 2 therapy appointments coming up soon. And I will say, play Pokemon Snap. Play the first one on N64. That's my recommendation.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Good night. Farewell.
Good night.
Stay frosty. Love ya.